Good evening, everybody. This is Abhijit here, and I'm back again here today with a new episode. And I'm thinking of renaming this podcast altogether. So I'll think of a name, and you'll be getting that in the description as well. So today I'm here with Prakash, who is one of my friends who wrote mains this year, and we'll talk to him as to how to approach this examination as well as uh, how this how this exam has to be cracked with respect to prelims and mains. Okay. So, good evening, Prakash.
Yeah, good evening, Abhijit.
Yeah, how
So,
are
am I
you?
audible to you? And the
Yeah,
other
yeah, yeah,
viewers?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You're clearly audible.
yeah, great. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, why civil services? When did this idea come into you as to
Uh,
you wanted to get into this?
so, like after my graduation, no, I graduated in 2020 from
Mm-hmm.
mechanical engineering. I was
Mm-hmm.
working in Bangalore. So, while working, someone gave me this idea: ki there is some kind of civil service examination. Ki, why
Mm-hmm.
don't you try this? I didn't know about the process, what the process is, what examination is called. Someone told me, why don't you try UPSC? So I was like, I was working, so by free time I used to see the videos of interview. Like in YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
no, there will be some coaching will be releasing
Ha.
toppers interview video, mock
Yeah,
test
yeah,
video, no. So I
yeah, yeah.
used to get fascinated. Ki, "Acha, this is how a civil servant should look like. This is how
Mm-hmm.
he behaves. This is what he does." So then I
Mm-hmm.
started gradually learning about the process, and then I was like, "Ki, yeah, I can be of helpful to my nation. I can serve my nation, and I have that particular aptitude, attitude. So I think I should take a chance and prepare for the examination." So that's how I came into preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then coming to the main question out there, that how important are NCRTs for this preparation?
Yeah. See, there is like people say NCRTs are very important. It is
Mm-hmm.
true, but not completely. NCRTs are important, but only for few subjects.
Mm-hmm.
That is quality NCRT. There is one NCRT of quality 11th
Yeah,
standard. That
yeah.
is important. Like there is one
Mm-hmm.
question, philosophical level, the conceptual level question comes. History
Mm-hmm.
NCRTs are very much important. Like you study NCRTs, you can solve a lot of history questions in prelims
Mm-hmm.
specifically. I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Mm-hmm.
science and tech for concept or understanding what are the topics you can go through the science NCRT. And for
Mm-hmm.
geographical NCRT is also required for let us say the factual information in prelims, and also in mains the conceptual understanding can be solved by geography NCRT. Apart
Mm-hmm.
from this, I don't think any other NCRTs are required. And especially if you see geography, uh,
Mm-hmm.
10th, 11th, 12th, these 3 years geography are sufficient. If you are not able to understand these 3 years geography notes or books,
Mm-hmm.
then you may start with 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, all those geographical books. But if you are
Mm-hmm.
able to grasp it and do proper study of 10th, 11th, 12th, then I think this
Mm-hmm.
higher education is sufficient. Yeah.
हाँ 11th and 12th वाला.
Yeah, 11th, 12th. Wala.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then coming
Hmm.
into the preparation process, like how important are test series with respect to just the prelims part? Okay, not I'm not coming into the mains part now.
Mains. Okay. Yeah.
With
So,
respect to the prelims
if,
part.
yeah. Yeah, so for prelims, no, there are like if you see toppers videos or if you see the coaching this thing, no, they have
Mm.
created a high skill. You have to write 50 tests, 60 tests, 70 tests, 100 tests. I don't know how much tests. Like they'll just keep on increasing.
Yeah.
I don't particularly agree with this. I started my
Uh,
preparation in 2021. I
mm.
gave 2022. I cleared prelims. 2023 also I cleared prelims.
Mm.
I don't know about before 2021 how the prelims was working, what was the strategy working there. But I can say
Mm.
from my experience of these two prelims, you
Mm.
don't need to give much test series. Test series should serve like three purpose for you. Okay,
Mm.
one is time management.
Mm.
So in the 2 hours, you have to solve 100 questions in GS and 80 in CSAT. So you
Mm.
should get a this thing, idea of how should I approach it, how many questions should I solve in 30
Mm.
minutes, how like should I
Mm.
go with two reading, three reading? Those idea, time management, you get to learn this. Then
Mm.
you get to know your mind should apply and it should start working in different dimensions. Like say you solve
Mm.
10 history questions, then suddenly it is science and tech, then it is
Mm.
policy. So generally
Mm.
what happens when we are in quality mood, this happens. So these are two things. Third thing is the knowledge of static parts. Let us say ki who killed Akbar, or let us say when was the Chola dynasty ruling in southern India. So we have to
Hmm.
know this factual information that can
Hmm.
be solved from test series. Apart from
Hmm.
this, test series doesn't play any big role. So in
Hmm.
my case, I will say, and from my friend's experience also, if you are
Hmm.
giving 10 to 15 full length tests
Hmm.
throughout your before prelims, I think
Hmm.
that is more than sufficient. And then you should solve PYQ more to get the
Hmm.
understanding of how questions are asked, how answers
Hmm.
are framed, what the
Hmm.
trick they are playing, what is the language. So for that,
Hmm.
PYQs are must. I will prefer PYQs than test series. But yeah, you should give decent number of tests, like one subject test and 4, 5, 6, 7, maximum
Hmm.
10. 10 is a huge number. Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. So what went wrong
yeah.
this prelims? The 2023 wala.
2023. So one thing is, he said, okay, like there was
Yeah,
rumors.
yeah.
I'll say
Game
rumors
changer.
only.
Hmm.
There are only 80,000 people who have cleared. He said, I don't say it is factual thing. I don't
Hmm.
believe also, but like
Hmm.
it was a bit going on. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
but
It
yeah,
was
he
there,
said
yeah.
what this time. Okay,
Hmm.
it was
Hmm.
tough because what was happening. In CSAT you have English comprehension and the mathematical part. This time
Yeah.
mathematical part was quite tough than the normal days, and so
Hmm.
the people who relied on only English were not able to clear cutoff. They
Hmm.
should have
Hmm. Hmm.
done the mathematics. Earlier, what used to happen?
Hmm.
Mathematics, there used to be some questions which are easy kind of thing.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
with English comprehension and easy questions, you can clear. So that thing happens. And for GS, what has happened? They have changed the options. Earlier, there has to be like one, two, three, four options, and there has to
Hmm.
be like one or two, three or four. But now they have increased, like they have changed the option to how many pairs are correct? One, two, three, four. So now you cannot apply
Hmm.
the combination. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is a
yeah, yeah.
very big change UPSC has got.
That.
It started with 2022, but
Hmm.
this time it was very prominent. Like I think
Hmm.
40 percentage of questions
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
from that
Almost.
level only. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That elimination
so,
wala trick, it
yeah. So
has
you,
gone now.
yeah. So UPSC eliminated the elimination.
Ha, ha, ha,
Yeah.
ha.
So it is. Uh-huh.
So after
Yeah.
prelims, you went
Uh-huh.
into the mains mode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how is mains different with respect to prelims? Because many out there start their preparation from the prelims mode itself. So at the end, the thing
Mm-hmm.
is that it becomes very hard for them to divert themselves into this mains part, because mains is
Main
all
part.
about answer writing, and the thing is that there is a hype in the market
Uh-huh.
as to you have to write, 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 and write, right?
Uh-huh.
So the thing is,
Uh-huh.
I want to ask is that how important is answer writing before prelims?
Uh, Again, I'll differ from the hype, the coaching, all this YouTube Gyan
Hmm.
and all. I don't
Hmm.
think you should start answer writing from the day one or like the moment you start preparation. It is not required.
Hmm.
Before answer writing, make sure your syllabus is completed. If you are
Hmm.
attending some coaching from any offline online, make sure
Hmm.
you have seen all the lectures, you have understood what the concept is, what the subject is, all this.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you are doing self study, at least you should have done one, two readings if you are doing self study.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Once your concepts are clear, your understanding clear, then if you have a time, let us say at this point in October, you have completed all your readings.
Hmm.
So now there is a 6 to 7 months time between the next prelims 2024. So now this 2 months, you may start something related to answer writing.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
You may do something like daily 5 questions or something like that. You can start, but it is not
Hmm.
required. Like
Hmm.
my take is after prelims also you can in the 3 months properly prepare answer writing and you can clear the mains, especially the
Hmm.
GS optional. Everything can be done. So
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
the myth. Like I think the coaching or the people around who are making money are spreading key. You have to like write from the day one. It is not
Yeah.
required. You should have sufficient understanding, knowledge, the current affairs part, the static part, everything. Then you should
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my next question is, PYQ wala mains answer writing, or the
Huh.
questions that are being published out by various
Coach.
coaching institutes for daily answer writing purposes.
Yeah. So I think PYQ, but there is
Hmm.
one trick here.
Hmm.
You cannot solely rely on PYQ. Matlab ki not only PYQ will help you. Of
Yeah.
course, PYQ will give you direction ki
Hmm.
how much depth you have to go, how much
Hmm.
width you have to go.
Hmm.
But at the
Hmm.
same time, you may take any one coaching of question papers. I think it is available in market or some coaching just release the question papers alone, not the
Hmm.
daily answer writing. Because what
Hmm.
I feel is in daily answer writing, they have to give constant number of many questions
Hmm.
so the quality gets reduced. Be it any coaching, this is what I believe. Because
Hmm. Hmm.
UPC has to give, let us say, for quality in the whole year, he has to like the UPC has to set 6 or 7 questions for me. But this coaching has to set every day 2-3 questions. So they have to like set from the 1 year current affairs or the static knowledge, they have to set 100-150 questions. But the real UPSC just needs 7 questions. So the quality difference has to be there. So you can see some coachings full and test, maybe one the final full and test, and then PYQs. So when you see the full and test, you get to knowledge of what are the current topics, or what are the important topics which are in news, or what are the possibility gets more, especially the IR part, international relation. No, it is more of what is happening contemporary, what relations India is having. So they will not ask you what has happened in 2014-15. Of course, it may come. I'm not saying, but yeah. So in that way, it helps also.
But the
Yeah.
chances of that coming is very, very low.
It is low. Yeah. I'm saying ki you give your focus 80% questions you do from PYQ. 20% you just take any one coaching, one test series, any test series, the paper, and you just see ki what are the questions they are asking, the coaching is asking. If you see any question, test series, no, they'll ask the same questions. This time, every coaching was asking about G20, which was happened recently. So now, yeah. So these are very common, right? So if you just take
UPSC
any
played a
random
googly
coaching,
there.
you see, yeah. So UPSC didn't ask G20, right?
Yeah.
So they do all these things. But at least the advantage is that everyone is preparing G20. You should also prepare it.
Yeah.
In case
It's
it
better to
comes. So
prepare.
that is the only thing it tells us. Yeah. But that is why I'm thinking you don't have to do 15, 20 tests of any mains test, nothing like that. You just take the final full length this thing. There is respect to questions, but for evaluation, that is a different game. I'm saying with respect to what are the questions, the quality of questions is not that equivalent to the UPSC. But when it comes to evaluation, I think it depends from various coaching to coaching. Like the people who have a good understanding of what the question is, how to approach it, they may give you very good, valuable feedback. At the same time, if there is some random coaching who is just there to make money, they'll just give you, okay, good, good, good. They'll give you some average 40-50% mark and they'll just get you money. So that is of no use, right? Because I personally saw one person, who marks actually got reduced. He got 115 last, I think 2021 means in essay, he got 115. Then he joined some test series to increase from 115 in essay, to 130 or 40. But he got 90 marks. Like, so that was like, he told me, I followed coaching. So that you have to, like, personally, you have to take it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, coming to the next part, that is current affairs, as to how important is current affairs for prelims examination with respect to this year's as well as last year's examination.
Yeah. So if you see the breakup now, like the current affairs and the static part, it is what I felt is it is 30-70. So 70% is from static, 30% is from current affairs. In the 30%, economy is one major section where you'll find current affairs orientation. Okay, because it is always current affairs. Next is science and tech, and another is environment. If you do current affairs of these three subjects, no, the current affairs which are coming in prelims can be solved. Like you just have to do science and tech, environment, and economy. Polity, history, geography, there is no current affairs. Maximum there will be one question. Which if you are in preparation, if you are reading newspaper or if you are just aware of it, you may solve with your own wisdom. So, but for these three subjects, you need to have some current affairs. You can do magazine, you can do the newspapers, articles, daily notes, or you can rely on monthly magazine or the yearly magazine, anything you can do it. Yeah.
Now my question is like, how important is your prelims knowledge for the mains examination? Like whether it can be used or you have to read separately for the mains examination altogether again from the start. Because there is a mindset in the market that people start reading again, right? They think that they have to read again and again for mains. So I want to ask as to how important is the earlier information which you have read?
No, I don't agree that you have to read again and again. Actually, your prelims knowledge will be helpful lot of time in your mains, especially the polity, your history part, the geography part, environment, science, and almost all the subjects you have to, like, you'll get a lot of help from prelims knowledge only. There are certain subjects like what is a society, then there is this international relations, then internal security, disaster management. These are new topics, but you will get some short notes. Or this is very short topics. Like it is not that broad enough, so you have to prepare that separately. But the common topics, no, the polity, economy, so there's all those things. it will be very helpful from prelims knowledge only, because in prelims we specifically read facts and the one line. Let us say something about the topic. It is one line. See, what was the article? What are the fundamental rights? Here you have to it means you have to write the analytical part also. See why the fundamental rights are there. What if they are not available? But in order to write that, you need to remember, right? See what were the fundamental rights. So that you have already remembered in the prelim stage. The Article 14 for equality. Now you can write in means the Article 14 is there. These are his problems. These are his challenges. This is the way forward. But you have to write what is Article 14, the proper definition of law before equality, all those things. So that you get from prelims. So actually, it is not like prelims is different, means is different. From prelims, you are going one step ahead, and you are now bringing analytical angle to it. See how it is happening, what is it happening.
So how was your experience of writing mains this year?
Mains, like how do I say, compared to last year.
Let's go paper wise, like
essays,
from essay to towards your optional papers till the end.
Your optional, okay, yeah. So So essay, if you see from last year, no, 2022, I guess, they have started asking philosophical essays completely. Before that, there has to be one section where philosophy, one has to be like the normal conventional question. But I think last year they changed it. So it was expected this year also they'll ask completely philosophical questions. So it was philosophical only. So there was no doubt about it. So yeah, it went well compared to last year. My understanding was better, my approach was better, and I was already expecting philosophical questions. So I believe I did well compared to last time. Yeah, so it was not unconventional in essay compared to last year for any aspirant. Now let us come to GS1. GS1, like every year, what is happening? They are asking analytical questions. So that was a major trend was seen in last 3 to 4 years in every GS paper. But this year, what I feel something new or something unique UPSC has done is they have interlinked the two different topics. They have like what they used to do before is they used to ask from geography question in geography only. They'll ask analytical why it is happening, what is happening. But now they have linked geography with society. If geography is doing this, some location may this is the problem, then how it is impacting society. So now you need to have understanding of geography as well as society. So that this was some experiment UPSC was doing in few questions. So that this was observing GS 1, 2, and 3 also, I guess. Yeah. With respect to GS 4, there is two part. Like all your viewers will know it. There is one case study part and there is one theory part. Yeah. So theory part was expected, I guess, like how it was. Yeah, there was nothing unique or innovative the UPSC is doing. Like the normal questions which we are asking from few years, they are doing the same thing. I guess probably like there is no much change you can see from pattern. But in case studies, they did this last year. They did the same thing. They asked a similar kind of case study. All the case studies were almost on similar themes. But I think this year they have shifted the trend. What you say, the questions were short enough compared to last year, but the answers were long enough. You need to write a big answers, I guess, probably. And there was multiple case studies. It was not only one dimensional. It was about social media. It was about challenges. It was about what are the problems. But yeah, it was more difficult. Like I think case studies are becoming more difficult, and they are really testing your mind. Like at that time.
Yeah. The thing is, when I was reading the last case study, that social media wala, the thing is, he told an entire story in the question, okay, but the question which he asked had no link to the paragraph he had given. It was totally like general altogether. You had to think there, you have to write it.
So, and the challenge is you just have 15 minutes. Like there is 3 hours paper. So if you allocate time, no equivalent, you have to complete the case study in 15 minutes. You have to read it, you have to think it, you have to write also. So that is a big challenge.
Yeah. That was also there. Yeah. And with respect to GS2, like which GS2 or GS3, which paper did you find the toughest? Like, was it GS2 or GS3?
I found like compared to last year, I think GS3 was a bit moderate only. Because last time there were some unknown questions like cytoplasm, and then there was some MOG or fog, which is not asked and it is not conventional. Like only the people who have read it depth or they have the subject knowledge would have answered. So in that way, you see the the average marks, the topper marks were also less in GS3. But I think this year it was not a trend. So for me particularly, I believe GS2 was difficult than GS3, but I don't know what UPC evaluation believes. Like they'll give some random marks,
Yeah.
and suddenly a bomb will drop, and like we don't know what is the easiest or what is toughest paper.
Yeah. Next, coming to the language part, right? There will be two language papers altogether. It's also seen that there are many people who fail this paper, right? So,
Yeah.
what should be the mode of preparation for these papers? Like, should they begin it from the beginning of their preparation journey, or is 2-3 days enough?
See, like as you said, I also got to know that there are few people who don't qualify this language paper, and that is very sad. I mean. So the proper strategy will be there are two languages. One is English, I guess. Those people who are giving in English medium will have English, and the other language will be your local language, state language, mother tongue. So I guess if you are giving in English medium, you can attend the English paper without reading also. Like I also myself and my friends and peer group also, just before the exam, just one day before it, just 2-3 hours, you just go and check what are the pattern of it, how it is happening. You can attend it. The best possible way is before once you clear your prelims, once in every month, just write 3 hours paper. So if there is a 3 month gap, so you can write 3 papers. Like each month, 3 hours you spend it in a month, and you write 3 papers. Your English is done. Like I don't think anyone will have any problem because you will have essay that you are already writing normal essays. With respect to the language, local language, the Indic language part, Kannada or Tamil or Hindi or any other language, I think we should prepare it because I think once we do graduation, no, we are not in touch with your language, especially. So I was also facing the same issue. So the best part is you just prepare some, what do you say, the UPSC syllabus is there, no? You prepare each and every keyword in your local language, whichever you have chosen. So let's say globalization. So what is globalization called in Tamil, Kannada or Hindi? Like that, you prepare the notes of your syllabus in the particular language. And then for language, you practice two question papers every month. So there are 3 months, right? June, July, August, September. So in June, you practice 2 papers. You paper one Sunday, you practice this Hindi or Kannada or language. Next Sunday, English. Then again, you practice Kannada. Then next month you do this. So if you are practicing 5 papers, before the main, and you have the notes of your syllabus, no, I don't think it will be a problem. Because I think you should get 25 or 30% to clear, I guess, right? Like the qualifying marks as 25.
Yeah, 75
Yeah, so
marks,
out of 300, so out of 300, you should get 75 marks. Yeah, and you can the best thing is you attend every single questions available, and especially the grammar part, it's quite tough. So you can leave that 30-40 marks. So out of 250 marks, if you attend completely and your spelling mistakes are not much, I think it's easy to score 95, 100. Like so, that is not a problem. But you shouldn't be overconfident. Okay, I know this language, I can speak this language. So just in the real exam, I will go and write it. Then it will be a big blunder. Yeah.
Yeah. True. And coming to this mains part only, like how is current affairs playing a part in the mains examination?
Yeah. So current affairs. So I think I'll come paper wise. So paper one is like history, geography, society. In that, I don't find much relevant of current affairs. Of course, if anything, very major issues is going on with respect to society or some historical facts or some geographical events like disaster or something, it may get reflected. But I think that is more a static oriented subject, GS1. Similarly, GS4 is also static oriented. It don't have current affairs influence on it. Yeah. So GS1 and 4 are more static oriented. When it comes to GS paper 2, it has a static and current affairs both combination. Because see, let's say this year there is some government versus center state issues going on, or there is some river issues going on. Supreme Court has given some ruling or some committee has confirmed. So that means the chances are more that question may get reflected into your mains question, really. But you cannot say it completely current affairs because it was already going on issue from years, right? So that is how you in GS paper 2, I guess the static knowledge is very important. But from current affairs, you can kind of predict, or you can be prepared ki if this question comes, this is how I am going to answer it. So your chances get more, like the question predictability. But of course, you cannot predict UPSC. And in respect to paper 3, no, GS3, there you have much relevance of current affairs, because it is disaster, it is environment, it is science and tech, it is internal security, terrorism, it is economy. So all these are current affairs oriented subjects only. So this year, I think it was Chandrayaan 3 they have asked, or something like
Yeah,
who are
Chandrayaan
the
3.
other countries who landed. Yeah. So now this is not a static, right? So this happened this year, so they ask it. Next year they may ask some other Gaganyaan or something.
Yeah.
So in GS paper, current affairs is very much important. Science and tech, environment. Yeah, some nationalism or something is going on in central India. They may ask if some northeast issue is going on. They may ask northeast. So it is more a current affairs oriented. But GS 1 and 4 are very static. 2 you may find some influence, and 3 is very much current oriented.
Current. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
coming to
Yeah.
please continue.
The same thing.
Okay. And coming to this evaluation wala part, as to it's totally known that people write mains test series and they get it evaluated, etc. Everybody does it, right? Like, I think you did the same thing as well. You got it evaluated. Like, how efficient was the evaluation when it comes to right now when you go back and see the questions and you try to evaluate it? Like, do you feel that the evaluation was very useful, or self-evaluation makes more sense right now than getting it evaluated from another person?
Um, um, okay, so for this, no, I'll answer in some different way. I consider the means the answer writing level in 3 different levels. Okay, the concept.
Okay.
So I think So let us take any GS paper. So if you take any GS paper, let us take GS4 or GS2 or 1 or any GS paper, you see the highest mark on an average in the particular year around is 120, 125. And GS1 or GS2 will be 125. So the average mark will be 100, 105 or something like that. There will be a lot of people who will be getting this. Selected candidates I'm talking about. There will be few people who will be getting 85, below 90, let us say. Yeah. So there is 90, there is 100, and there is 120. Okay. Now, how I categorize this, from 0 to 80 or 85 or 90, other test series will help you. Okay. Because let's say you are into preparation, you just start writing something, you get it evaluated. That evaluator will see, okay, you have intro, you have body, you have conclusion, you are writing some relevant or making some sense or something. They will say this is how you have to do. So you will be getting 80 to 85% marks in the real examination. If you take output, no, in that way it will help you. But I don't think if you just get 85 or 90 in each subject, you will be able to qualify the UPSC exam. At least you may get interview call in rare case, but you cannot get into list for sure. So now after 85 or 90, that is like the common standard. The coaching does is they judge every person with the same standard. The uniqueness is not getting rewarded. So from 85 to 90, from that to 105 or 110, I don't think coaching helps much, especially in few areas. If some special, let's say the subject expert is there. I mean, subject expert is someone who has given recently mains, or who has given interview and who has been coming out of preparation recently. Let us say who has cleared mains or has got good marks in mains in 2021 or 2022. He may be subject area, but someone who has got in 2015 or 14 may not be a subject expert, according to me, I'm saying, for me. So I think after 90 marks, no, your own peer review or your self review will get you to 100 or 105. Now this is level 2. Now the level 3 is the top scorer, 120 in GS 1, 2, 3. And GS4 it is like 140 or something like that. Now here I don't think coaching will get you there. There your uniqueness is getting rewarded. Like that is inbuilt. Like some people will have the inbuilt qualities in that, or some people will have some optional knowledge or something. Yeah. But some can develop it also by this thing, practice or like proper preparation and like very hard work. But it is not guaranteed you will get it. It depends upon the examiner whether he is able to connect with your answers or not. So I think the level 3 is that is not preparable in our hand. But I think the level 2 can be prepared by us. And there I don't find relevance of coaching. So if you are someone who is beginner, who have no idea how to do answer writing and all, you may find someone for a month or 2 months, you can do some few days answer writing or write one or two tests. You will get to know how it has to be written, what has to be done. After that, then you have to write your own only. If you follow coaching, I don't think the real UPSC examiner is rewarding like that.
I understand
So
that.
for level 1, you need it. Yeah.
Yeah, Prakash, I think we'll finish it off with this. And in the next session, we'll start with the optional part.
Yeah,
Prakash's
sure.
optional as well as mine is the same thing. We have written from the same optional. So I can't talk or we can't talk much with respect to other optionals, but we can definitely talk about the optional we have written with this year. So I
Yeah.
think it has been a great game changer this year actually, because the question paper altogether came in a different manner, and the questions were not at all like predictable, uh, to be precise. So I think in the next session, please join us. We'll be discussing about the optional paper. So until then, take care. Good night. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you.